Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, current temperatures are still pretty mild throughout the region. We're into the 40s and 50s. In fact, still 40s for Lakeview and Chemult. Everybody else into the 50s. It's 56 right now in Medford, 59 in Gold Beach. Now, we did have clouds still in the region, and they've been moving from the southwest towards the north and the east. So we did have fog earlier this morning in Medford, which did affect our high temperature. So we didn't make it to the record high, but Klamath Falls did. Now, we do have a lot more moisture, a big atmospheric river off to our west and southwest, but you can see this is all going into Canada, and most of the energy will miss us to our north, but this is building high pressure ahead of it, which is going to make things very warm for tomorrow. Now, this cluster of clouds way offshore here, this is going to be our big weather maker for Wednesday and into Thursday and beyond. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but for tonight's forecast, we're looking at lows into the 30s, east the Cascades, 40s. Up and down Interstate 5, patchy fog is still possible in some areas like Grants Pass and Medford, mid-50s along the Oregon coast. Tomorrow is not going to be another warm day. We'll still see some clouds in the region, but upper 50s for Lakeview, 60s for the rest of the area, 35 up in Crater Lake. 67 is forecast high in Medford. So if we get there, that would be a record high. Same scenario for Klamath Falls, 63 in Brookings. So we'll continue with the clouds and the sunshine for the next, well, actually, no, we're done with the sunshine, but we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies for the remainder part of the evening and for tomorrow as well. And by the time we get towards Monday night, that system that was offshore kind of stretches out, and we're just going to see some showers along the Oregon coast, but everyone else is going to stay dry. Same kind of scenario for Tuesday, except for another system is going to get closer and closer, and we finally start seeing some showers along the Oregon coast throughout the day tomorrow on Tuesday, but then everyone else will actually stay dry. But once we get past Tuesday night, say around midnight or so, we're going to start seeing that rain move into the region from the southwest towards the north and the east. So snow levels will finally start to come down, and the wind is really going to start to pick up by the time we get to Wednesday. In fact, looking at Wednesday, we're going to be looking at very strong winds all throughout the region. This particular model indicating wind gusts around 40 to 50 miles an hour throughout the day on Wednesday. The National Weather Service has a high wind watch for the entire region. The only difference is really just the timing. So along the Josephine, Curry counties, that one is set to expire at 1 in the afternoon. Everyone else is set to expire at 4 in the afternoon, but we could look at wind gusts 65 miles an hour. So that's very, very strong. Tree damage, power outages. Difficult travel, especially for high-profile vehicles. So we have the break for today and into tomorrow. That shifts off towards the east, and we start to transition into cooler and wetter weather once we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday from a big system offshore. We'll start to look at lowering snow levels on Wednesday with valley rain and mountain snow, and that's going to continue once we go into Thursday. Snow levels will continuously keep dropping and dropping, and especially once we get towards Friday night, we could be looking at snow levels about 1,500 feet Friday night into Saturday morning, but precipitation will start to become a little bit more limited as this area of low pressure just kind of wobbles around and weakens. So we'll break down the snow levels here a little bit more. Wednesday, we're going to start off about 6,000 feet, dropping to about 4,500 feet by the time we get towards Thursday morning, dropping even lower, about 3,000 to 3,500 feet. For Thursday night, down to maybe 2,000 feet by the time we get towards Friday, and by the weekend, they'll be fluctuating between about 1,500 to 2,500 feet. So make things pretty interesting come next weekend. So here's your 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. It's going to be pretty warm for the next couple of days. We're still into the 60s, but then temperatures drop off into the 40s by the time we get to Groundhog Friday. And for Northern California, dry wind picks up though on Tuesday, rainy and windy for Wednesday, and that rain will eventually change over towards snow once we get towards Friday and Saturday for this coming week. For Klamath Basin, dry and breezy for Monday and Tuesday, and then the wind really picks up for Wednesday. Then we'll see that rain change over to snow Thursday night and into Friday. For the Cascades, we'll be looking at pretty dry conditions for your Monday. Tuesday, not a bad day overall. Might see a few showers late in the day, but once we get towards Wednesday, that rain will start off as rain, eventually change over to rain-snow mix, and then all snow by the time we get to Wednesday night and into Thursday. We're going to be looking at a lot of snow into the Cascades piling up for the end of the week, so that's great news for the snowpack. And for the Rogue Valley, very warm again for tomorrow, slightly cooler on Tuesday, but then that's when the transition begins on Wednesday. Might see a few snowflakes here in the valley floor over the weekend.